Coco Gauff says if she is looking forward to potentially playing Iga Swiatek at the United Cup. Coco Gauff and Iga Swiatek could be reunited on the court at the United Cup, with the USA potentially playing Poland in the semifinals. Gauff shone for the USA against Greece to fire her nation into the Final Four, with Poland taking on Australia in a bid to do the same. Poland versus the USA would represent a repeat of the 2025 United Cup final, where Gauff defeated Swiatek en route to the title. On the WTA Tour, however, the Pole boasts a very favorable 11-4 win-loss record over her American rival from their 15 meetings. Coco Gauff looking forward to potential Iga Swiatek rematch. Gauff has now previewed the potential rematch against Swiatek, who she beat 6-4, 6-4 this time last year. She said, "I mean, obviously we've played each other a lot of times. Last year I had a good match against her. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the battle. I feel like when I'm playing great tennis, it puts a lot of pressure on them. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that." The American capped a perfect 5-0 singles week with her win over Swiatek in 2025, with Taylor Fritz securing a 2-0 triumph for the USA with his victory over Huber Hurkacz. Coco Gauff calls Maya Joint a great talent. Gauff was also tasked with discussing her other potential singles opponent in the semifinals of the United Cup. She could meet rising WTA star Maya Joint if Australia beat Poland, with the American ready for a tough challenge. Gauff said of Joint, "Maya, I've never played her, but obviously a great talent, can play really well, ball strike can be really clean. Either way, I'll have my hands full, but I'm just excited to go to Sydney and hopefully play some good tennis." Joint missed Australia's opener with illness before losing to Barbara Krejcikova, but her nation beat both Norway and Czechia 2-1 in the ties. Alex de Minaur labeled Joint incredible ahead of the event, with the latter now eyeing a huge upset against Swiatek. Coco Gauff smiled the way athletes do when the future taps them on the shoulder, half excitement, half respect, entirely honest. Asked whether she was looking forward to the possibility of facing Iga Swiatek at the United Cup, she didn't dodge the question. She didn't dramatize it either. She simply leaned into the idea like someone stepping toward a familiar challenge, one that has shaped her growth and sharpened her ambition. The United Cup has a way of compressing time. It turns seasons into moments and moments into meaning. Mixed teams, national colors, and the hum of expectation create a stage where rivalries feel personal and collective all at once. For Gauff, the prospect of playing Swiatek there isn't just about a match, it's about a chapter. About seeing how far she's come and how much further she wants to go. "Iga brings out the best in me," Gauff has said in different ways before, and the sentiment echoes here. Swiatek is a mirror that doesn't flatter. She reflects discipline, clarity, and relentless intensity. To face her is to test your habits under pressure, your patterns under fire. Gauff knows this. She also knows that every time she has stood across the net from the world's most exacting standard, she has learned something durable, about footwork, about patience, about belief. What makes the possibility at the United Cup feel different is the context. This isn't a lonely battle under the spotlight of a single draw. It's a team environment, with voices cheering from the bench, flags fluttering behind the baseline, and momentum shared like oxygen. Gauff thrives in these spaces. She feeds off energy, transforms noise into rhythm, and carries the weight of expectation with a surprising lightness. If she plays Swiatek here, it won't be just Coco versus Iga. It will be two systems, two cultures of excellence, meeting in the bright, fast air of a new season. There's a quiet confidence in how Gauff talks about it now. Not the bravado of someone who thinks the outcome is guaranteed, but the steadiness of someone who trusts her preparation. She's older than the prodigy labels suggest, wiser than the highlight reels reveal. Her game has grown layers, serve placement more intentional, forehand more assertive, defense still elastic but now married to courage. Against Swiatek's precision, these layers matter. Against Swiatek's calm, Gauff's fire must be patient. Fans love to frame this potential matchup as destiny, as if the tennis calendar itself conspires to bring them together. Gauff seems less interested in destiny than in readiness. She speaks of routines, of sharpening details, of respecting every opponent along the way. The United Cup demands that kind of humility. One off day can tilt a tie. One inspired performance can lift a team. Gauff understands the math of it, but she also understands the magic. If the match happens, it will be watched for what it says about the year ahead. Early season tennis is a weather vane, imperfect, but telling. A Gauff-Swiatek encounter here would sketch the outlines of a rivalry still in motion. Not a settled story, but a living one. Each rally would be a sentence added, each hold of serve a comma, each break a bold exclamation. And if it doesn't happen? Gauff seems at peace with that too. Anticipation doesn't become obsession. The beauty of her answer is its balance. Yes, she's looking forward to it, because who wouldn't welcome the chance to measure themselves against the best? But she's also grounded in the present. In the work. In the team. In the idea that the United Cup is about momentum as much as matchups. Still, you can hear it between the lines. The thrill of the test. The curiosity. The quiet joy of knowing that when the draw whispers a possibility, you're ready to answer. For Coco Gauff, the thought of facing Iga Swiatek at the United Cup isn't a wish or a worry. It's an invitation to compete, to grow, to begin the year with a question only tennis can ask. And if that question arrives, racket in hand and crowd on its feet, Gauff will step forward, not because it's easy, but because it's exactly where she wants to be.